acid or some shit like that.
Okay.
Technical difficulties, guys. Give us just a second. While we're waiting on him, we can actually do some re-catching up here. What happened last time on Shackled City, if you guys can recall?
We made it back across the hole. We went towards the giant lake. We fought what was in the lake, which happened to be dragon hatchlings.
Fingerlings, right? Is what they were called?
Yeah,
Draconic fingerlings, that's correct. I'm just going to shut all of these cameras off for right now because it's fucking everything up.
There was many very close moments. But then we got past it because Ronald picked us up and jumped because he can.
He just decided to go ahead and on that entire conflict.
Red sounds very far away. Yes, Red does in fact sound very far away.
That's because I am very far away. Hello. Is that better?
He's currently, as you can tell by his camera spot, he's currently in the Shadow Realm.
Am I?
Backpacks aren't worth money without splash resistance. Wait, what? Yeah, Spotlord died. I wanted to roll more zero-sided die. Faye has not implemented those changes as of yet. I wish Teak was here. Alright. So, cats, anybody that's watching right now, any questions? Anything on your end? Let's see what we have here. We've got some lurkers, people that have come in, they haven't said anything. They've just been like, what's this all about? Who's this guy? Maybe they want to say something, but they can't because they haven't followed yet. Like, Spire to Daz? This is my dev account. Man, I've seen that. I've seen this is my dev account in multiple chats. T-Venner, Enigma Sigma, Kathleon, ChatDB, Shedany, or Shadani, and Lebeadair.
Yeah, I know T-Venner hasn't made that 30-minute limit yet, but he will shortly. He's actually from my Null group.
Nice.
Yes. So expect lots of shit talking from him. Have you checked out Tales from the Loop? It looks really interesting. I have not checked out Tales from the Loop. I have not. Oz, feel free to DM me or send it to me on Twitter or Discord or something like that. Tales from the Loop. That sounds oddly familiar.
Doesn't it, though? Let me go ahead and get up the SAS chart. So you fought Draconic Fingerlings. What else did you guys fight?
I fought Draconic Fingerlings. Everyone else just kind of fed them.
Oh, fuck
I
off!
didn't really get too involved with the fingerlings, but after we took out I think 4 of the 9 of them, you said, right? We took out.
After
there were
taking out a hefty amount.
There were quite a great deal of them. I want to say that there were like probably 8 or 9. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah. My camera better now?
Let's find out. Hey, guess what? It's totally better. You look totally different now.
Any cameras now circling.
Yeah. Okay. So that wasn't just me. Thank God.
But
I agree, Leah. That should be a host sound.
After we ended up dealing with the fingerlings, we made our way into the room just above where the stairs were.
Yes.
Kind of had to map out a trapped floor. And once we did that, we found our way into a room where Dorlot, the Black Dragon,
Dorlot the Black Dragon. Yes. Dorlot. What's his story?
He's the son of Ambarda, bound to Balmatugan by Zenith.
Hey, Lebeadair, thank you so much for that follow. You'll be able to talk very soon. I look forward to finding out a bit more about you.
He's bound by Zenith, and until we kill him, he can't leave because it's a curse that Glibdepulp gave Zenith the ability to cast on Dorlot. So he wants us to kill him, and kind of given some of that information, we found out that Dorlot and Barda were connected, and then what was the other one?
Now, it is worth noting that those dragon fingerlings that we were killing apparently were Dorlot's offspring.
He wasn't
Yes.
too happy with us.
Yeah. He wasn't fond of the idea of us killing his chillins.
But we told him that we released the Draco Lich. We told him that we freed the god. Yeah, Adamarcus. And he was like, "Oh, no dude, I know those guys. My mains."
In his mind, he was playing that song. He's all, the boys are back in town. The boys are back in
So
town.
Are you
he's happy,
suggesting
his friends-
that he's Thin Lizzy?
Yes.
um,
Like the trio of evil was getting back together,
and it was because we let them out.
yeah.
So they were happy with us.
Yeah, because we're a good party that does.
Well, not me. Those guys, the flurry.
Yeah. Look,
Yeah.
you're part of us now, so now you're part of it.
We also found out that there's a connection between, not necessarily between, but there's something going on with Klaus that Dorlot knows, and if we help him kill Zenith, Dorlot's gonna tell Klaus more about his soul jumping capabilities, as well as I think that when he made a reference to having trouble staying in a home, it's kind of like a double reference, if I'm not mistaken. One being with the soul, and another being like why he can't stay in one place.
Okay.
In general.
All right. So there's
Um,
something strange going on with
Correct.
Klaus. There was a lot of information that Dorlot had actually passed to each of you. What all do you believe was important? What do you think was just like the dragon blowing smoke up your ass?
Well, I mean, he is a dragon. He does blow a lot of smoke.
Yeah.
And well, it was margarita night. What can I say?
I mean, most of the bravado that he was like kind of spilling forth, like how great and stuff he was. I'm not saying that he's not strong, but I think he's giving more like homage to his power and the power of his groupies than he's letting on. Other than that, I mean.
So what reason do you have to believe that he's not all great and powerful like he's said that he is?
I mean, the fact that he was bound, just to begin with.
Yeah, but who bound him?
If it's the power of a god, that's pretty
To be
impressive.
fair, he was bound by the power of a god. All
Yeah.
it takes for us is a couple pounds of chain.
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
Why
all
do you
it takes
think-
for us is a pitfall.
Yeah, that's really it. Like a 5-foot gap down a 12-foot hole, and you guys are pretty much destroyed.
It's
Right.
a 10-foot gap and
We're
a
not
40-foot
room.
hole.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Who knew? Being like an average of level 8 would be quelled by that. Annie, why is your camera still spinning?
It's not spinning for me.
It is though.
It is for the rest of us.
It's for us.
Well, okay, I'm gonna turn it off. I'll be right back.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, stop failing, any.
The Kappa face. The fucking Kappa. I always forget about the Kappa face.
I don't know. I mean, it's
Picture for
honestly, it's hard to say. I don't think, like, he says he was bound by a god, but I don't believe it's that big. You know what I mean? Like, I understand that Zenith might be like a cleric of Gwibdapul, but I don't think like Gwibdapul herself like bound him to that place. I think he either got tricked into being stuck there, or he just got I think he just got caught out in some way. But honestly, I don't think it's a situation where like a deity fucking bound him to that place.
Why
I
is
think it
that
was
so hard to
more like-
believe, out of curiosity? You guys have already encountered one deity in the game.
Well,
Some
I
of
mean,
us do.
I'm speaking not necessarily from Balthar perspective. I'm just kind of player wise. That's how I'm seeing it. Not that saying that another deity couldn't intervene, but I don't think it's I think it's just the dragon kind of being like a dragon, kind of like just, you know, upplaying himself. I don't know if it's that big of how he's making it out to be. I mean, whoever did it is super fucking strong. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think, me personally, that it's a god that did it.
Okay, so you don't think that a god did it? Who could have done it? Who have you encountered thus far? Wait a minute.
Like I said,
yeah. So you guys have definitely already encountered at least 2 deities.
Yeah, we have encountered 2 deities.
Well, no, I mean, I know that I've only encountered the one. Sakata encountered 2.
No, I encountered 1 because I
Sakata
didn't meet
never
Sarah.
encountered Sarenrae.
Yeah.
Everyone's encountered 1 as a character. Every player is except for
Yeah,
Mr.
except for Balthar,
But,
because, you know, he's a fucking noob.
Late to the party.
oh, everyone's got Sakata. Where is it? Oh, just.
So yeah, so Dorlot was trapped here, and he asked you guys to do him a solid, and in return, he would tell you something. What would he?
Correct.
What information would he give you?
information about Klaus
Okay.
was kind of the biggest one. From there, I believe it was helping us find out who the pretenders were. Like what actual people were behind the whole conspiracy theory, the whole conspiracy for Shackled, the Cauldron itself. He'd give us.
He's also going to give us some more information on Adamarcus, I believe.
Yeah.
And
all of this before, finally killing us.
And
Yeah,
from what I understood, he was gonna explain to us the perfect amount of time to put a hot pocket in the microwave for, so that the inside is not frozen.
right before it
Not
burns
frozen,
you.
but also not molten.
Exactly.
It's actually 1 minute and 42 seconds for those of you guys who don't know.
Depends on the wattage of your microwave.
1200 watt. But yeah, he was giving us information on those. I think it was those 3 things mainly.
Okay.
Klaus, Adamarcus, and conspiracy people in Shackled City. And
3
Cauldron,
minutes is
sorry.
way too long. There's
Yeah, that's lava at that point. Not
That
only is
is-
it going to be lava in the exact center, all the way around is going to be like a fucking meteorite and so hard.
Why don't you guys just cut a hole in the corner of the hot pocket before you?
Because I followed directions, and that's not on the package.
Because they're a trash food, but I mean,
They pretty much are a trash food. You're right.
I have 2 in my freezer. I don't know what you're talking about.
Look, I enjoy trash food as much as the next guy, but hot pockets are not my bag.
I gave up. I actually gave up Hot Pockets and pizza rolls a long time ago. I just can't do it anymore. I'm not a young buck. I won't be bouncing back to those.
It's just simple
Other
fact.
than,
A second to throw in the microwave.
I think we left the room though, right? Or we were leaving the room because Dorlot was like, "Get the fuck out of here."
Yeah, we
And,
were going to
he-
leave because we
he
just
made it-
went ahead and threw the latches to open a secret passage.
Yeah, we pulled the levers for the most top part of the cathedral area where Gwibble
Yes.
Pulp is at for the
Yes,
bridge to
yes,
go down.
yes.
But Dorlot made it very clear that he was going to waive our solid of helping them get out and the information because we killed his younglings, regardless if they were abominations to him or not. They're still property.
They're still his
no,
kids.
He did say he was going to help us and then kill us.
That's what I'm saying. Like
See,
he's
that's what I figured.
because he called them I believe he called them like abominations or
Yeah, they're
lower
abominations.
build or some shit.
Frog.
But
They're
he
half
said
frog,
like
half
essentially like it's property of him, and to do that is like essentially like a big F you to him.
We came in and spit on the ground.
Yeah,
You killed my mutant children, but they're still
Yeah.
mine.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he made that up very clear. And, yeah, I tried doing forgiveness with the dagger, and he's like, "Fuck no, get stepping." And I was like, "Okay." So yeah, that's where we're at. We're just getting ready to leave.
Good. All right. Sounds like you guys have most of your ducks in a row at this point. So you're gonna go find Splinter Shield, and you're gonna what? You're gonna kill him? You're gonna remove him from his hold? What do you do?
I think that's what we were going to discuss.
I want to have a chat with him and just be like, hey, What's wrong with you, and why is everyone hating you but wanted us to kill you and also not kill you? And then he's gonna be like, let's just fight instead of talking, and then we're gonna be like, okay.
Let me
Jared's
let me hear this out.
Be wanting, he's gonna be wanting his Hydra back.
You're not getting that back.
You wanted to walk inside of the Underdark, find the leader of the Underdark after killing all of his men, and
sit down and have a fireside chat.
Yeah, you want to have a cup. You want to have a cup of tea with the leader of a dark cult temple, and be like, bro, what's your deal? He's gonna be like, dude, you killed my dudes.
I could picture it just like we kick in the door with the body of one of like the Croatoans on a spear, and we're like, look, we're just here to talk.
No. We go ahead and kick the door down. Then we stand aside, and Oprah comes in from behind us. And today's show,
sometimes all you need is an intervention. I mean,
well, look,
really,
we're very diplomatic people. Just hear us out. He's like, there is literally a body on your blade right now.
Yeah,
yourself on the blade. That's
oh, well, look, okay, it's not what it looks like.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's exactly what it looks like. But we're not here to do that with you.
Zenith, I think you're not perceiving everything that's really happened here.
I don't think you really get it.
Walking through here, like, wondering what this room was, and when I turned around, I panicked, and some frog dude jumped on my spear. I don't know what that was about, and I can't seem to get him free.
I'm gonna look. The biggest problem you have here is you're hiring people that don't even speak the same language as us. The language barrier was the biggest issue. I said hello. Apparently it's an insult in their language, and they just started attacking.
Look, man, localization is really important.
Oh God!
Like sub this.
Would you believe that he ran into my?
All right, Balthar, you're starting to sound like Donald Trump. Okay, I'm gonna need you to tone it down.
and may I just say that I think there are just way too many mimics down here. You have got to go ahead and call in an inspector.
And then he's gonna be like, oh wait, there was only one.
We should just have one of us walking with 3x5 cards with like the freaking Croatoan language on it, and just like hello. We just look them up. Hold on. Flip over the leader.
I'm surprised that you guys don't have anything like that. Like, you guys have an interpreter, like maybe even a ring that like that interprets language.
Can I have a deck of many language?
Just random languages.
Okay,
so apparently you speak gnome now. They're not gnomes. They're giants.
Every time I pick a card, I must read that language until I pick another card.
You really need to work on your training around here. Yeah, no joke. Okay, all right, guys. I think we're good to go. I know that you still had some things that you wanted to talk about in game, because it basically ended the session with you cats rounding out the conversation with Dorlot, and I know that you still had some things to discuss. So, you have the opportunity to stay with Dorlot, but he's basically demanded you return, find Zenith, and bleed him dry or pull him from this location so he's free.
Yeah, he basically said, that's it, enough talking, go do your job.
Enough talking, go do Jabby. That's right.
So I guess we'll take our leave because I don't just want him to fucking think we're just gonna sit here and talk. So if we are, I want to do it at least outside on the stairs.
Well,
sure.
Yeah.
Before we leave though, I'll turn around. I know it's a lot to ask, but would there be any way you can communicate to your younglings not to attack us as we're making our exit?
Raising his mighty darkened maw from its fallen area, where he had basically just encouraged you guys to exit. He's like, I'm fucking done with you.
This shouldn't be a problem. Go on. Descend.
Thank you, Master Dorlot. And I'll take a bow and start walking out, following my same cut marks on the floor so I don't activate it.
Okay.
Yeah, and Jerry's just gonna be walking along going, everything hurts! What the hell?
Okay, so now we've got to remember where that leads to. Where is my map? That will take you back to the floor level. So we're going to go back to the floor and lower Balmatugan. All right, gents. Boom, bam. You're there.
And is it just me or did, like, we have no quirks tonight?
None. None. None.
Yeah,
None.
so
None.
go ahead and pull that spear out for me, would you?
In fact,
I will pull the spear from Jerrod's. It was your shoulder.
Between the shoulders, yeah.
Yeah. As we're walking down, I'll just kind of see it in the back and shoulder, just as fast as I can.
okay.
Just so, yeah.
He snaps it from your shoulder. There is a shrill pinch, and then it is no more. When you descend back into the fingerling pit, the 4 remaining fingerlings seem to swim.
I'm gonna.
They
like
seem to
everyone.
swim cautiously, circling.
Gonna turn to a. So who wants to go in first? Jerrod.
I will. I'll see if it's okay. I'll walk past everyone if you guys are okay with that.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll start descending into the water slowly with my dagger drawn, so just in case.
Sure. The fingerlings allow you to pass. As they allow you to pass, you see that bits of their tendril-like grasps seem to reach out and kind of graze across your flesh, your fur, even.
Like I'll put my hand up. I'll go easy.
God, this is a terrible idea. Letting him go first. He's gonna smell like wet dog all day.
Seeing as he makes it through just fine, I'm gonna also go in and just swim across.
Just please keep my head above water. Please.
I'll just casually with one arm up. It's fine. Just swim with one. It's cool.
After you guys exit the fingerling pit, they seem to basically wade through the warm water where you guys have been staying, or where you swum through, and you can see their lips are furling back, and they're kind of getting a sniff of the area, trying to feel out what you guys have left behind.
I'm gonna pick up the rug and then turn to the group and say, "So what are we doing about the dwarf? Are we killing him? Are we bringing him back home? Are we play patty cake with him? What's?"
Honestly, given the situation, I would prefer that we return to the surface and have him turned in for any crimes that he may have committed down here against any people that have gone missing.
And what about that? I'm gonna point towards the dragon.
Given that situation, I would say we at least hand him over to the dragon first to see how he wants to proceed with it.
Okay, I'm going to interject here. I am not about to go ahead and fight my way to a dwarf to try and request he come back to the surface with us. I am not dragging this said dwarf in front of the dragon that wants to kill him anyway. We're going
the dragon
to...
can't kill him, though.
If we can subdue him, great. If not...
That's what I'm recommending, that we do capture him, and if so, we take him back to the surface and turn him into the authorities.
Klaus, do you remember what the nobles wanted us to do?
The nobles wanted us to go ahead and
the ones who told us to come down here.
Yeah,
didn't they want him back?
Forgiveness for his father, but if we have to kill him,
and also
did want him alive to reconcile.
So I'm assuming we won't get a reward if he's dead.
And if we follow,
we will likely be hunted if he's dead.
Yeah.
However,
That's
if
a big
we follow
issue.
what happened in my dream, in which Davkin transformed after he had talked to us, then it's irrelevant, and this is a death mission. When we return, we'll be hunted, yes, but we won't bring back an evil person to the surface.
I'm mostly in agreement with Horam. I don't know why they want us to bring Zenith to Cauldron, but whatever their reasoning may be, it can't be good if they were deceiving us the entire time.
So killing. That's the plan.
What if the dark energies that surround this place might be interfering with your visions? What if your seeing is mistaken?
This is equally possible. I've never had visions like this during my sleep. It's not something that happens often.
So
But
let's just go ahead and agree the situation is fluid and move on.
Well, we're gonna need
Look,
to decide this before we kick down his door and we see him. We can't. Half of us can't be. Yeah, we're gonna cut off his head. The other half being, oh, let's grab him by the wrist, give him a nice slap, and bring him back to daddy.
If we can't take him back to the city,
Again,
then I'm sorry. Go ahead.
we can't make an informed decision without knowing his entire stance on the issue, where Zenith himself actually stands.
So
what
we
his
should at
motives
least.
are.
We need to talk to him before we cut off his head.
so let's leave him almost dead and then throw him in some manacles and keep him on the ground.
Look, if the
Captivity
issue
doesn't make the best option.
if the issue itself is coming down to whether or not we have to take him back into Cauldron, we could hand him over to the wardens.
So you say that, but I'm fairly certain that even at very low,
If he's
weakness,
hanging out down here, he might be a little bit better than some of the guards in Cauldron.
even at Zenith's weakest state, I'm fairly certain he could take on the majority of the guard. No offense to the guard, Jerrod, but it's
Then-
not what it used to
No,
be.
full offense.
Then take him back to my people where he can be tried just as equally. At
But
least
how far
there,
are your people?
at least there he'll be outside the city, and chances are he won't know the forest as well as my group will.
Well,
And
let's.
we have
so
to
do we
pass
all-
through the forest to get to Cauldron anyways, no?
So are
Yes.
we at least first in agreement that when we see him, we're going to beat him up, but not kill him?
We will talk first.
I
And then
don't
we
know
will
if
try
he's
to-
going to come peacefully, but if he does, that would be
When
the
we
best
see
plan.
him, we'll attempt negotiation. When negotiation fails,
We try to capture. We don't kill.
Cut his arms off.
When Andy says that, I'm going to stick my hand out in the center, arms out, and go, all right, okay, guys, we got this. Ready, team? Got it? Just gonna...
it's an arm.
I
No,
don't. What's going on?
Dad, never mind. Let's...
My
move
stubby arms can't quite reach into the...
Am I supposed to put my arm
No, it's fine. I'm just going to go back
on,
to my
on
carpet.
top or underneath of yours?
It's... Moments past.
Oh, okay.
So, are we in agreement? Talk first. If that fails, if negotiations fail, then we go for capturing.
While walking away from him. Yeah, that's about right.
It works as well as anything else. Let's keep moving.
All right. So we will make our way back.
Everybody is just
out.
getting all sensitive today.
Bubs, making our way back out. When we look up, will we see the bridge drawn?
Yes, you guys will be able to see that there is now a wooden bridge that has been extended from location to location, from that upper landing to the area where the stairs ascend to. Yeah, swordplay. Anybody can actually check the table. There's actually a command that is tucked away in the earliest parts of the table that will tell you it's ! Donate to the person that you like to donate to, and then the amount that you'd like to. So in this case, it would look something like this. That's how you do it. So, you guys have moved out into the open area.
We'll make our way up to the top floor where we were, where the drawbridge is at. Yeah.
Do any of you
Sure.
guys remember how to get up to that bridge thing? Didn't you say that there was a lever we had to pull somewhere?
We already
You
did.
guys had
We
already done
pulled
that in the last
That's
session.
why we're heading back up. Yeah.
I already pulled
Okay.
the lever next to,
Wait, no, that's not how we get up there. We got up over here.
Yes, that's accurate.
Sure.
You will end up climbing 2 flights of steps before you'll make it all the way back to the top end. I'm going to raise everybody over to Balmatugan topside. And give you guys your drop-in.
Bub, I'm assuming the 5 minutes have passed already, right? And my acrobatics is gone.
Yes, your 5 minutes will have passed. That's accurate. Now to drop the dynamic lighting.
I got a turtle on my face.
So now there's a wooden bridge here and here.
Yeah, let me go ahead and pull it up.
Please do.
It's not, it's just something as a placeholder for now. It's not going to make too much of a difference in the initial gameplay. Control-C.
Well, so long as it shows that we're not about to go ahead and step into a giant hole.
What's up, Benny?
Color was Dorlot?
Dorlot is a black dragon.
Okay, because I didn't remember, and I remember the rat saying that was a big black lizard creature, and I'd assume that was him.
Yeah.
Correct.
That we're not going to be running into a room with another dragon in it. That was what my question was for.
Oh, come on now. Do we seem that unlucky?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
It's literally just a black iguana. I was like, oh, you know what?
Okay. Before you, my friends, you've come to a set of 2 stone doors that have been bound together. These seem to be scrawled and scrivened, various types of etchings that have been used, bits of charcoal, various type of stone has also been used here. But it all seems to depict one thing. It looks as if some kind of vast darkness looms within inside. A beast of sorts.
So, Horam, do you happen to have any of your godly healing for us?
Yes.
Or
however, I can't do much fighting in my current condition. I'm
Turtle, do you have any more?
Crippled. I can heal. I can't fight. And if I do fight, it'll put me away from you guys, and getting to you and healing you quickly is near impossible if I'm going to be fighting.
I'm going to raise my hand and say I could use one real before we enter this what seems to be death door.
Okay, you come back across this bridge because I don't want more than one person on it at a time. I don't like falling anymore.
Before he walks across, I'll stop him. Would I be able to grab Klaus for a minute?
I'm gonna look at the turtle. It's not my decision.
Sorry, Klaus, would it be okay to take hold of you? I was wondering if you could check to see if there's by chance another rune inscribed on the door.
As long as you never describe it as taking hold of me again, I will allow it, yes.
Very well. Sorry for the misuse of words.
I'll lean my shoulder in so he can take him off of it.
I'll grab him and put him on my left shoulder.
There you go. Wait, hold on. There you go. Now you got a turtle on you. Here, you got a turtle for a head.
Thank you. I'll look over on my shoulder whenever you're ready.
Try to give Vinny a good high five.
I'll go ahead and
Yes.
detect magic, see if there's anything particular.
Sure. Looking at the door itself, it does not seem to have any kind of magical effect that has been placed upon it. There are no arcane scrivens. Nothing lingers here from any magical spectrum.
All right.
So it's perfectly safe to bust open.
And it's two stone doors, you said, correct?
Correct.
All right. I'll look over to Klaus. Did you see anything?
It appears just to be a normal set of doors. Should be perfectly fine to go ahead and enter. At least in the magical sense.
All right. Here goes nothing, hopefully, and I'll pull open the doors.
Sure.
Or push, depending on how they're designed.
I need you to give me a will save.
Yeah, that seems about right.
Natural 20.
Very good.
Oh.
The moment that your hands grab both of the stone handles to kind of pull the door open before you, as you do, you kind of get this creeping sensation that moves over the whitened part of your knuckles from grabbing onto this. It creeps up your arm, and you begin feeling this profound sense of being watched from all the way around you. And you, as a hunter, know what it's like to feel watched. You know when you're hunting and when you're being hunted. And now it is not quite in your favor, but you get this creeping sensation that lingers over your body. It sets you on edge, sir.
I'll look over to the group. We're being watched. Keep on your guard.
I'm not surprised, honestly.
Continue to pull open the doors.
Sure. It doesn't take much. You are, in fact, able to remove the door. Or, excuse me, remove the opening here. As you pull your doors open, it will reveal that it extends into a hallway, about almost 30 feet in length.
I'll look down at the immediate floor, take my dagger, kind of run it along the edges, poke it, see if there's any like difference in material, to see if it might be like capable of falling through or anything like that. Oh my god, the whole dungeon shifted.
Earthquake! Get down.
That's what you get for going ahead and stabbing the floor with your mighty dagger.
Oh my god, I killed the dungeoneer and it's collapsing on us.
You killed the dungeon!
The whole dungeon was actually the inside of a giant frog.
At the immediate entrance of the
It's a worm!
That's where I'll start doing the poking of the dagger and trying to see if I can lift up any floor plates or anything like that if there are any there in that area.
Sure. As you begin moving along, you feel that there isn't much of anything. It's basically stone plates. It doesn't really take much for you to realize at this point that they have to get permission or a command through to Dorlot to lower this bridge. It's not often that they get visitors this high up.
So chances are that, kind of thinking in that retrospect, there wouldn't be, some surprise, fucking pitfalls.
Is there really a need to trap, to put any more traps after the dragon?
Alright, so taking that mentality, I'll just start taking my steps forward.
Okay.
And while that's happening, seeing as Horam just went ahead and divvied out a little bit of that feel-good feeling, yeah, Jerrod's gonna be like, just saying, I'm pretty fucked up.
Said you were fine like 10 minutes
taking
ago.
a listen or even a scent, do I get at the smell of any humanoid nearby?
Hold on, guys, dark. It's dark.
You don't really get the initial sense of humanoids, but you do have an overwhelming sense of a fungus. Very vivid amount of fungus coming from your right-hand side. Your character's perspective, they're right.
So, this way?
Yes.
Left side of the map, yes.
Okay. No, missing out. Fungus.
You gonna call to your allies? You just gotta let them watch from the back like chicken shits.
No, give me a second. I'm trying to think of something right now. And then, do I hear anything or get? I wouldn't be as able to smell it because it's overwhelming. But if it's fungus this way, is there any sounds I can possibly hear from over here?
Give me perception.
$24.
Negative. You do not perceive any additional noises coming from that direction. Remember, these are heavy stone doors, so sound could ring off of the walls themselves, but if someone's taking their time or they're just not moving, you're not going to hear anything.
As they start approaching, I'll put my hand out and have them move back.
Cool.
Yeah, Jerrod's going to be pretty cool with letting the trap whisperer do his thing.
Also, I felt like this was important to note because I just read some additional rules on this, specifically for spellcasters, but certain spells actually do crit.
Yeah, touch attacks and range touch.
And there is nowhere in the book that it says that you can't actually deliver your attacks through physical means. You just have to break their touch. At that point, you're no longer just trying to touch them. you're actually trying to physically injure them. So you have to break their natural AC as opposed to their touch armor.
Okay.
So if for by any means that you were like, I want to run up and I just want to slug the shit out of this guy and use your spell at the same time, you can, but you're no longer hitting his touch AC. You're actually trying to punch him.
Right. So I have to hit normal
So you're
AC.
infusing your weapon with the spell, essentially.
Yeah, basically
Question.
they're doing what Maguses do all the time.
Yes.
However, can you get your spell off without getting your attack off? Say it's
Negative.
Because if you
No.
swing and you miss,
Shocking
you miss the
grasp.
spell.
If you swing and miss,
Correct.
you lose the
I
spell.
But-
was thinking more along the lines of bouncing off armor type of deal.
I also just found out that if you channel a spell, you can hold that spell. Like you can hold it in your hand without having it go off on the same time.
Yeah. So essentially,
Basically, prep a spell.
It's limited. There are limited instances, but some spells you can actually hold.
like
Can you hold a lightning bolt?
no, it'd be
No,
like
you
chill
can't
touch.
hold
Like you can
lightning.
hold chill touch in your hand. You can
Yes.
cast it at a distance. So let's say you're like, oh dang, I don't want to get hit. Casting in front of him, so you cast it and then you move forward. So it's not like you're
But-
casting and then it just be like channeled
If you
like that.
if you go to swing upon someone and you miss with this held spell, it's technically not gone. Yeah, if
Yeah,
you
'cause you're not
fail to
touching anything.
if you fail to hit them entirely, like it's such a complete whiff that you don't actually strike them, you hold your spell. But the moment that you're touched by another individual, even if it's your ally, your spell will continue.
Mm-hmm. That's why
Sniper looks
fumbling
very
spell
confused,
like
and I knew of all people he would. So I'll go
So-
ahead and I'll try to find the
because it
information.
sounds
Look,
like
I-
a lot of the rules coming from the Magus spells, subsect, and that's rules that are specific to them.
that.
Right.
But
Well,
they
there's
can crit with
it's
any
actually
spell,
like
that's the
this is
thing.
all information that is directly from the core rulebook.
Yeah. So essentially, a sniper, what it is like, okay, let's say I'm holding, like I said, chill touch, okay? And
It's right now. It's neither here or there. I just wanted to let
Yeah,
you know,
it's
for a
just something
spellcaster
we'll
that
discuss later.
yeah.
No problem. Okay, getting back into the game. That's Sakata, and next to me, or
Yes.
okay. So when I put my hand back, I'll point at the door to my right. The smell of fungus lingers over there. Over here, I can't tell. The smell's too overpowering from this one door. And
Well-
as far as sounds go, I can't hear anything on either end. The doors are too thick.
I'm gonna point to the door on the left. Or well, our left. So here.
We'll check that one first. Same thing, taking some precautions. I'll peek the door a bit to see if I can see anything. Would it be a stealth check to try to remain undetected?
Yes. Anything that you do here is if you want to remain undetected, then it's certainly going to be a stealth.
30?
That's really good. Are you trying to just open this, or what are you trying to do here?
Not like force it open, but like trying to peek my way in to kind of like get as much vision as I can, slowly trying to open the door just to make sure no one's like, oh shit, there's someone trying to break it down. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, remember thes are heavy stone doors. There's not much of a
yeah,
stealth
so-
when trying to pull them open. It's grating stone against stone.
Okay. I mean, well, as quietly as I can. I know it's still a stretch, but trying to do it as slowly as possible, just to make sure it's not like, being swung open.
Sure.
But yeah.
As you begin to slowly pull the door open itself, you feel the initial grate of the stone on stone. And as you begin to pull it, you hear that, like, as it's starting to pull away. Hey, Lebe, what's going on? Welcome into the stream. And as you begin to pull this thing away from you, at pulling it directly to your body, the door kind of gives before it finally, like, breaks that gap, the birth of the other door. And as you begin to peer into the room, let's go ahead and give you some new 4-8 vision. Let me tell you what you see.
Oh god.
Let's see here.
Oh yeah, that's good. More of the same.
The lozenge-shaped chamber has more frescoes this time of Kuatoas, emerging from the sea and marching into holes in the ground. The floor is covered with the same porcelain shards found near the entrance. The eastern corner of the north wall features a set of double stone doors.
More shards of porcelain.
What do you think this porcelain could be from?
I'm not sure. Looking at the walls, do I see any holes in them like the other room that we were in?
No, you don't see any holes immediately.
Okay. I'll pull the door open a little more and then just let the guys know it's all clear. I'll just go.
Give me a perception, please.
That looks awfully suspiciously like the stuff that was in the front corridor.
I think it
Probably
is.
is.
You said perception?
Yes.
23 on my end.
Okay. As you walk in, you find yourself looking around trying to find any kind of trap, because that's all that you've encountered at this point outside of the very obvious Kuatoan waiting for you to come in so they can slowly stab at thee. But you find yourself oddly present before this porcelain, and something doesn't seem right about it. Why would they scatter porcelain about the floor? You find yourself drawn to it. Would you like to discover further about this porcelain?
Before I do that, kind of given that mindset where if there's porcelain on the floor, usually it's delicate, but it makes a loud snap when it's stepped on, right?
Correct.
I will take a look upward just in case before I walk in.
Sure. As you look upward, there is nothing. It is just a stone ceiling.
Alrighty. Yeah, I'll ease my way into it and try to get a closer look at the porcelain.
Sure. As you lean down and you begin to pick up the porcelain itself, you find that there is some odd curvature, very, very odd curvature to this porcelain. It's very unnatural. It doesn't look like it's something that came from the earth itself. And after further investigation, the way that it snaps, the way that each of these bits of porcelain are curved and are rounded, it doesn't seem like porcelain at all. In fact, it has a strange lingering scent on it that is akin to the shells of reptilian, like a reptilian shell, like an egg.
Shit. Looking back over, I'll motion forth for Sakata.
I'll
Still kneeling down, still trying to examine stuff. I'll pull up a piece, eggshells, and I'll hand him like a piece to kind of get a look at it. Can I do a nature check to see if I could discern the creatures that would come from an egg like this? Kind of seeing enough pieces of it.
You can try.
Can I hold it up to my ear to see if I hear the ocean?
18.
Balthar, you believe that you have stumbled across something that is akin to that of a drake shell, like a dragon shell, and something closer to the Kuatoan. Kuatoan are born, basically looking at the animal kin that they are closest to, you would find that frog eggs are soft, particularly larger frogs. Their shells are soft, borderline transparent, but drake and dragon eggs are not. They're very dense, rigid. Some of them even have the same qualities of stone. So this is somewhere in between. This has a clarity. It's got the clarity of a soft shell, but it is dense and jagged like that of torn stone.
So, I mean, kind of putting two and two together, what I assume this is like the fingerling eggshell kind of thing.
Oh yeah, you would.
Looking up at Sakata. This looks like a possible breeding room for the fingerlings that we encountered on the floor.
Oh, that's nice. And I'm gonna crush that shell that was in my hand. Just.
The thing is, though, this is at the topmost floor. The first time we encountered them was at the very front.
Maybe they had to use these to maybe this was the best breeding ground for them rather than the lake.
If that's the case, then there's an incubation chamber somewhere nearby, possibly.
I'm gonna
Horam,
point back to the room that he
Jerrod,
smelled fungus from.
Horam and Jerrod, could I get perceptions, please?
Yep. 17.
8.
At about the last second, as you're kind of pandering around very defensively looking for something to do, Horam, you see a series of these small toes that seem to wrap themselves over the lip of the doorway itself. And as you see them, before you can say anything, an object blurs before you. It has this darkness about it, but it springs from the ceiling itself, descending upon the back of Balthar. Balthar, what is your AC flat-foot?
Flat-footed AC. Uh, 10. Since my armor was destroyed, yeah, it's 10. Ouch.
You don't have a dex? Or yeah.
I do, but it's
flat-footed.
You don't have dex. I just don't have armor either.
I think
Okay.
he hits.
Yeah, he's definitely going to hit. I need you to make a fortitude save, sir. Take 6 points of damage.
$23.
That's pretty good. Let's see if that's going to be enough. That's not going to be enough. Roll a d4. Roll me a d4, please. And it's gonna be a 4. You're paralyzed for the next 4 minutes.
Oh.
You immediately feel this blade rake across your back, and you're so broad build as is. As this blade rakes across your back, it kind of tears upward just over your shoulder, and a creature appears before you. He rolls off of your back to the opposite side of the room, and when he turns to face you, it is a medium-sized Kuatoan. He seems to be significantly more slender. His body is sprung and wrapped various times with various shapes and colors of clothing. But these wrappings seem to cover very odd places. You're looking at the knees, over the centermost part of the foot, near the wrists themselves. He looks to be a bit more stylized to be dexterous. Something that you could see is more akin to a monk or potentially an assassin. And as he sees you, as you've seen him, as you begin to fall, you feel your vision beginning to fade. You fall down to the ground, and you can actually hear as your jaw kind of drops and slaps across the floor. Strings of drool begin to fall from your mouth. He lands delicately. His feet have yet to touch the egg shards of this area. You see that his fingers are clenched around something attached to each of his wrists, and there seems to be a very small blade that just sticks past his wrist. He stands in a very defensive manner, but it's inviting so. It's like a very martial type stance.
We just ran across a Koatoan ninja.
Yep.
Awesome.
As I fall, I go, and then I hit the ground.
Yeah, Balthar's just gonna tip over.
Before anybody can even take an action, which I'll go ahead and take initiative here, the creature speaks out in common tongue. Turn back. Stay not this way.
That was 7 on my roll, by the way. And when he says that, he says, "Hey, look, buddy, I'm sorry to tell you, but we gotta come this way."
Only death awaits.
Sadly, it's not death of us that awaits.
I'm gonna
Not
turn
yet.
back around, to everyone and say, "You guys, looks like we're gonna have to go home. As I say that, I'm gonna put down the carpet and say, guys, just gotta go." Oh wait, we can't.
Klaus,
At which
what did you
point,
get
Jerrod's
for
just gonna
your...
go ahead and
I got
yell
12.
past all of them.
Thank you.
Where's the dwarf?
Sakata, what you got? A 6?
7.
7.
My mod was +3, not +2.
Horam.
I got an 11.
Balthar.
21.
21. Top of the initiative line is me. Do not
Dude, I'm
speak
paralyzed
with Zenith Splinter Shield. No, do not go. His eyes seem to kind of like the orbitals begin like rotating in his head, absorbing all of the information in the room. He's not taking any hostile action at this point, so the floor is moving in initiative order unless you guys would like to do anything. Jerrod, you're technically next in initiative line.
All right.
You've witnessed your ally go down with a single strike. His body kind of quivers for a moment before he falls to the ground.
And yeah, we're going to go ahead and just move him out here. And he's just going to, just pull his sword and point past the Koatoan at the doors and his splinter shield past there.
He kind of turns, as this is happening, he turns his back in free action, and he places his arms outward. Do not go.
That'd be a yes. And yeah, at this point, he's just going to take full defensive.
Okay. When you step down, there is a very audible cracking noise like that of someone shattering a single pane of glass under the porcelain. Klaus, you technically have the field.
About that. I guess I'm just gonna try to Ray of Frost him, because ain't a whole lot else I could do. Actually, before I do that, can I roll a heal check on Balthar, even though I'm a mechanical tortoise?
You can.
Okay. Do you just want a flat d20 for that?
Yeah.
Okay.
You just need to figure out a way to wake him up.
You guys don't actually know that he's paralyzed. You're not even sure if he's unconscious. I figured you guys would be there would be a bit more tenacity regarding the fact that your newfound ally just went down with a single strike of a guitar to his back. But we'll see how you guys make up for that in the next couple of turns.
With a guitar?
No, not a guitar.
Damn it.
You can't seem to understand what's wrong with him. He doesn't look dead. You can see that he's still breathing, but he doesn't look dead. Seems to have lost entirely motor function. He's frantically blinking. You see his jaw has even grown slack.
Would I have any idea what this was?
You can find out on your turn.
Okay. Okay. We'll see then.
Alright, well, since I can't tell, he just seems to be asleep or something. Fucking lazy bugbear. I'm gonna go ahead and Ray of Frost this frog.
Okay, alright, go for it.
Come on, d20. Hey, it's 17.
This is going off his touch, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Awesome. Alright. Big
Let's
damage
go.
incoming.
Who's a pretty little snowflake? He's the pretty little snowflake.
Balloon bubble pop.
Big damage.
A single snowflake begins to whirl across the wind as it coats over to him. You see it ice over on top of his fingertip. He kind of shakes it. Oh. Too much. Too much even. Horam!
Wish it landed right on his eyeball so we could absorb that.
Not quite, Dune. Not quite.
I want to kneel behind Balthar and just make sure he's not dead, because I don't want to lose any more allies.
Sure, go ahead.
18.
That's really good. That's really good. You can tell he's not dead. He's barely breathing at this point. It's very, very shallow, but you can tell that he is not dead. He does not respond to you to your physical actions. However, he appears to be just kind of like limply in this particular location.
I would not attend to him at the moment. I'd just step aside and like take a half defensive, and just knowing he's alive for now, and try and get the thread out of the way before I try and heal the guy before he's not dead.
Okay. All right, sounds good. If that's what you're gonna do on your turn, we're gonna push through. Sakata, you're up, Sakata.
I'm gonna turn to the turtle and stick a hand down for him to see if he wants to crawl on up. Or no, because he can't move on it until it's his turn, right? Can I just?
I mean, he didn't. He looked, and then he fired something. Technically, he can still move, but he can only move 5 feet, and that's the rest of his round.
That's about my arm distance, I assume, give or take.
Yeah, if you lean down, I mean, your one arm is not 5 feet long, or you'd be a fucking monster.
Be like Jimmy.
He's got one 5 foot long arm, but the other one's normal.
It's actually how I get the extra reach on my scythe. But yeah, I'm gonna stick my arm out for the turtle to climb on and just say, "Come on, you're not gonna be useful on him."
Okay.
I
mean, you're gonna wait on him to move up at this point. So as he climbs up, it's gonna exhaust 3 seconds of your round. You technically still have either a move or a standard, but not both now.
Once he gets on me, I'm gonna take partial defensive then.
Okay. Seeing as how you two have stepped up and taken a defensive action, he drops a layer of cloth over his bandolier, and there are 6 daggers that hang from the front of him. Each of them have this almost shadowy black whipping tendril that seems to linger over the tip, much like that of a very wild worm. And he keeps shaking his head. No, and he keeps he's telling you not this way. So after he reveals this, he holds his action. Balthar, you're up. Never mind. Jerrod, you're up.
You're 6 seconds down, right?
Don't worry, in 38 rounds, he's gonna regret.
I love how it's like, Balthar, you're up. Okay, Jerrod, you're up. Yeah, Jerrod's going to do a charge and power attack. So yeah.
Oh, okay. You're gonna charge and power attack. He's gonna take his action. He is gonna take his action. The moment that you begin to move, the moment that you begin to move, he is okay. He's gonna try to get around you. He's gonna try to make an evasive maneuver to get around you and strike at you. All right, so I'm gonna try to break your CMD. What is your CMD?
My CMD is 28.
All right. If I can break 28 on the acrobatics check, then I will succeed without you getting an attack of op on me.
I don't know why you even said if. Yeah.
Because technically there's like a 35% chance that I could fail that. All right, now I'm gonna make an attack on you. You are considered flat-foot. What is your AC?
Flat-foot AC is 21.
I know your AC is high still.
Yep, 21.
1d20 plus. His attack isn't actually that excellent comparatively. It's pretty good there, though. Pretty good there, though. Just enough.
Just enough.
I need you to make a fortitude save, sir.
Oh, god damn it.
Hey, at least it's not a will save.
I swear to god, if you get paralyzed, we're gonna fucking get knocked the fuck out. Oh.
12.
12. Not great. Not great. The moment that you charge at him, in hastened action, he whips his left foot around and he springs. He basically dips into this like ninja-like forced dive. Dips over to the side of you and comes back up. As he does so, he manages to pull this dagger with this black whipping tendril from it, and he strikes you just across the back of your leg. You're going to get hit for not much, mind you. Take 5 points of damage, and the real kicker. Ooh. Hope for low. Hope for low. Minimum and maximum.
Exactly even.
You are drained 7 strength.
Oh.
As he strikes across your leg, this black tendril seems to more or less draw your natural energy from you. And as it does so, this blackened, like whipping worm, this tendril, seems to grow a ferocious red. And it begins to empower the blade itself. You actually can physically notice, those of you that are watching, when he strikes the blade away and as it comes off to his right-hand side, the blade itself seems to almost extend in length. It's no longer just a simple, like, kunai / dagger. It is now a dirk. It's almost the size of a short sword.
Joy.
It's pretty neat.
But Jerrod, he is behind you. You said you wanted to take a charge. In this case, you're going to lose your charge bonus because he's moved behind you, but he's in your shit.
Yeah, at this point, we're going to go ahead and keep with the power attack and just turn and give him a good old slap of the sword.
I'm actually incredibly worried right now because you might be able to kill him.
Just fucking poops him on the head.
Well, now I need to go ahead and actually
do your numbers again.
Yeah. Okay, I just need to go ahead and -4 on everything.
Only.
Still got a +6.
+6? That's a little
Up on +6 strength, actually.
I was about to say.
All right. So, let's see here. 26, that a hit?
That's going to hit, yeah, that's good.
Excellent.
I am worried.
Max damage, come on.
I am worried. This is going to go...
He gets him down to 4 HP.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Did you just one-shot him?
No, he's still alive. Basically, as you... Wait, you technically move, so you're only going to get 1 attack, even if it was at your highest.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
so
why
as you... Power attack.
Yeah. As you basically, you take this power attack over the top of him, it strikes him, and with the brunt of your blow, it drops him downward. I'm actually going to make him have a reflex save. Let's find out what that is. It's probably pretty high.
He too is paralyzed with fear.
You actually just cut his spinal cord in half. He's literally just paralyzed forever now.
You see his legs just go jello.
He's good. He's good. From the oppressive blow itself, as it strikes across his body, you actually can see like the bits of his armor just get destroyed in it. You have rendered his armor even worse off than it was before, more than just mere wraps. But you've split his body open, and blood hits the porcelain in the stone as well. Klaus!
It's me.
It's you.
It's me, a turtle.
I mean, shit, at this point, I just need to, like, keep on snowflaking him, I guess. Actually, am I able to do another heal check on Balthar?
Yeah, you can. You can from this location. You're already seeing his eyelids moving erratically. So you're not convinced he's dead. That or he's just fucking tripping balls right now. You're not sure.
Hey, that's much better.
That is much better. That's gonna hit. Oh, sorry. That's not gonna. Sorry that you're making an attack. Yes, you'll be able to determine. He looks paralyzed. He looks paralyzed. You see his tongue just like lazily fall from his mouth. Though his eyelids are moving. He is breathing. You can visibly see that he is alive with the minor inhales and exhales, but
you can't tell the extent of the damage that has been done.
Right. Would I know offhand whether or not restoration would take care of this ailment? Or would that be something that I would need to discover by just trying?
You're not entirely sure immediately. Your best guess is, well, I mean, you've not had access to these types of spells before.
Right.
So
Previous
it would
to
just
becoming
be
a turtle, it was just basically completely unknown to me.
It's entirely up to you if you want to try, but you're not entirely sure if it's going to work or not.
If he doesn't seem to be on the verge of death, then I'm just going to continue snowflaking until we are out of combat and I can more properly assess the situation.
Okay.
That's not going to hit.
That is not going to hit. Horam.
I'm going to take a 5 foot, and then can I hit this guy if I move 5 feet?
Negative. You will not be able to. You'll have to be up behind him.
No, I'm going to move however far it takes, but enough that I'm not overextending my wounds.
Sure.
And I'm gonna take a cut, see if I can cut him a bit.
Go for it. You can try.
On my way there, I want to see if he's evil. Just throw on my detect evil real quick.
He does not actually have an evil bone in his body.
Okay.
He may have done evil things in the past, but you know, who hasn't in this room, right? Am I right?
I know what we're a great party full of great people that have never done evil.
That's not true at all.
I'm gonna wait for Horam to start seeing this.
That's not gonna do it. You're gonna swing and miss. Sakata, you're up.
All right, I'm going to kind of do the same thing that he just tried to do, but better.
Yeah,
go for it.
Gonna casually strolling up, seeing as how we're having a big party around him. Here's an attack.
That is gonna do. That is gonna do.
All right.
Give me some damage.
And then against me.
Okay. All right. As you take a lethal strike at him, it appears to be a fatal blow. You bring your scythe downward, and it actually severs the area where the shoulder, like the rear shoulder blade, connects to the arm itself. You tear through the muscles, and Sagagoi, the Kuatoan, falls beneath the weight of your weapon. Combat ends.
Do you guys think we did something bad? We're justified here, right? I'm gonna say, looking at everyone, looking at the turtle.
When have we ever been justified?
Occasionally. Usually they hit us first, though.
He did hit us first.
Did he? Well, yeah.
Well,
he hit us twice before we hit him once. I'd consider that hitting us first.
I'm gonna go turn and pick up Balthar.
Yeah, I was gonna aid Balthar to consciousness.
I'm gonna say, as Jerrod starts to walk away, hey, get my rug.
Yeah, Jared's just going to,
Horam,
give Sakata the one finger salute as he just kind of leans on his blade and tries
I'm gonna drop under Balthar, then say, then get the bugbear.
When you find yourself attempting to justify your physical actions to your allies, you feel it resounding from within inside of you, this sharpness, this light that seems to be bounding upon your depths, sir. And inside of you, you feel it. There's nothing that you can do. I see every action that you make. And I'm watching you, Horam. I know what you do.
Love you too.
Thanks.
You get the overwhelming sense. You get the overwhelming sense that you fucked up. You might have goofed a little bit.
Would a 4 minutes have passed while they're going through the debacle of arguing of whether or not it was moral or not?
Nah, dude, it's like 15 seconds.
That'd be a very long discussion about morality. We don't have that kind of shit.
All right.
No, yeah, that's...
Morality's more
Was
of
that
a
wrong?
pass and go kind of conversation.
Do you think that was a bad thing? Because I could,
Nah,
you know...
nah, okay.
Alright, well,
Cool.
sorry,
Were we
dead guy.
morally justified to go ahead and kill that Kuatoa?
Well,
Hey,
We're not even supposed to be here.
Yes.
Not to interrupt the flow or anything, but I think you didn't change your stream title when you went to the game.
Yeah, it still says patch day.
Yeah.
Does
Also,
it? What?
Yeah, I'll mention this now. We have a cripple that
Oh,
has a
damn, thank
paralyzed
you.
bugbear leaning on him with no other support.
Why don't we go ahead and just... Okay, so none of us has any healing abilities that'd go ahead and awake him. None of us know that he is temporarily crippled due to poison.
I mean, I can slap him, but I don't think that wakes people up when they're paralyzed. We can try, though. I'm always game. What about you, Balthazar?
Well, no, it's a question of what do we know as far as his condition is concerned.
It's Balthar.
I know. I like Balthazar. Patch day. No, it's Wednesday.
All right, I'm going to take the silence by, to mean we have no idea. So,
No, we don't.
yeah. So in that case, Jerrod's just going to be, Horam, carry the bear.
Yet again, we have a cripple carrying a bear that's paralyzed.
I can hardly support my own weight. How do you expect me to carry a man that weighs more than I do?
Jerrod, this is also important for you to know.
Paralyzed? I mean, how is Horam?
Do you not remember that whole incident with the pit?
Oh yeah!
The one where you jumped onto my chest while I was impaled on spikes? Yeah, that
oh,
whole deal?
Stop your bitching.
I'll make sure that I jump on you next time.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's something that needed to be addressed as well. Until you receive adequate rest, courtesy of the type of wounds that you had, Horam, you're going to receive a -4 to your attack bonus. It's not going to stifle your damage, but it's going to lower your accuracy because you're no longer just going all willy-nilly ham on them.
I got a broken collarbone.
Yeah, you got fucked up real bad, actually.
Yeah.
Jerrod, you wouldn't just act normal as all sin because 7 of your strength was sapped from your body. That equates to at least 1/3 of your strength.
Yeah, it was a hard hit. That's why he's standing there leaning on his sword, catching his breath.
That's what I'm talking about. Balthar.
Yes.
Sit down, you fool. Today, Balthar has been replaced by an arm. By an arm. That's what we have. All right, guys.
What?
Just Jesus Christ. I'm going to take a second before we continue into this. I need to go see what's going on with my ladies, and when we return, we're going to round out this chapter of Zenith Trajectory. So, guys, go ahead and get your popcorn, get your waters and stuff. There will be combat, no doubt. There will be Spookfest, but once we come back, things will be kicking back off. So we'll be right back, cats. Hang tough.
Are you gonna put us on the BRB screen?
Gonna use the restroom. Be right back.
Yeah, I'm actually on BRB screen right now.
Cool.
BRB.
stay a while and listen.
all alive inside, at least for the most part, right now.
Yes, because we haven't gotten there yet.
I'm back.
Yeah,
Back.
look how
Bob, are
Bubby
you dead inside?
learned from his example.
Pretty much. I'm pretty much entirely dead inside.
And as snipers
This night is
were,
nothing
was
but confirmed it.
Majorly from marriage? Is that what killed your insides?
I played 5th.
Good call. Good call.
I played the 5th. So, where we left off. Guys, sorry about the delay. I've got a lot of outward distractions this evening. Things that I had to work on.
No problem.
But we're back, and we're going to round out this special evening. So, friends, we left off with you guys handling your business with Sakata, and then asking, is this the right thing to do? Should we kill him? I mean, he's dead, but, like, does anybody feel bad for it? Anybody? Alright, silence is deafening.
I mean, well, I was muted. I was, unsure. Like I said, he didn't attack first, except for the fact that he kind of attacked first, but it made sense from a tactical standpoint. But he wasn't really a bad guy, but it's we kind of can't not go forward. So
Yeah, Jerrod was...
His job is to protect, and he's doing his job.
Yeah, Jerrod's perfectly fine with it. He specifically asked if Splinter Shield was past him. He gave him ample opportunity to step aside. He didn't. That was his own choice.
However, I'm not going to leave his body crumpled in pieces on the floor. I'm going to move it into, like, I don't know, a resting position sort of in the corner, because, you know, Samurai got pissed at me. Mama's slapping my wrist.
So you're like, oh, God, no, okay. We gotta honor the body.
The deed's already done, you know. You guys...
Oh, I know.
You killed him. So, like, propping him up at this point is... there's no point in the pleasantries.
Well, I figure.
I mean, unless you wanted to, like, turn him into some kind of wicked, definitive monk-like sock puppet.
Oh.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, I kind of want a sock puppet.
Yeah, just go ahead and ram your gauntlet up his ass and be like,
it's okay, Sir and Ray, I'm perfectly fine.
I'm gonna name him, Tortimer. The frog.
Tortimer?
It ain't easy being dead.
The frog here.
It ain't easy being whatever color I am.
Split, bled, and greasy.
Mm-hmm.
That's my new book. It's
Split, bled, and greasy.
The fourth book
Just
in the
waiting for my own Miss Piggy.
50 Shades series.
Okay, well, you guys technically have the floor still.
Yeah, at this point, Jerrod's going to breathe deep, marshal his inner reserves, and just start carrying on, figuring since this door was so important, this has to be close to their goal.
I'm gonna say, hold up on that door. Let's wait for this thing to start moving again. Point to Balthar.
He should be fine soon. From what I can tell by him, he's not gonna be like this for very long, but he might take a couple minutes to retain his bearings after he gets up.
I'm gonna sit down against the wall and put the rug down. I'm gonna say, well, we should wait before walking in. By the way, if I come over there and tip your sword, are you gonna fall down?
Are you talking to me?
No, I'm talking to Jerrod. Horam.
You talking to me?
Yeah, Jerrod's just gonna be like, nah, I'm fine. He's just gonna lie his ass off. I'm fine. It's cool.
You could always
I was
just kind of
hit with some kind of weird magical dagger, but we're good.
You just stick your blunt scythe over there and try and pull his sword out and see what happens.
Well, you should sit down before opening that door, and we'll wait. And then we can go in there, with him leading the way, instead of you. You know, you can back up the rear.
I don't want him near my rear, actually.
If you had any idea how often I hear that sentiment.
I don't want him anywhere near my rear.
Oh, there you go.
The more you know.
Dun, dun, dun.
After a few minutes, your ally Balthar will wake. You'll see that he begins regaining motor movement in his digits. He begins kind of pulling himself to a sitting position.
Welcome back, Sleeping Beauty.
What's wrong with you?
How's the nap? You good? You well rested?
What is wrong with all of you?
Oh, this is normal.
We're a couple chromosome shorts and potatoes.
Are you talking physically, morally?
Morally, I think we're good.
Or physically.
Morally, I think we're bankrupt.
I'm gonna turn to Klaus. What do you think? Do we have our spirits high enough? Can you analyze that?
Everyone looks awful.
Smells like teen spirit.
Good job, guys.
He may have struck you, but you had no reason to strike back at him. If you knew all was all right, why did you murder him?
Oh, I'm gonna look at Jerrod.
He wouldn't let us pass. It was going to be a fight either way. Such is the way of these things.
And you didn't care to ask why. If he was protecting him, or he was trying to help us.
For somebody trying to help us, dropping you and carving into my ass was not exactly the best way to show it.
You charged at him.
He wouldn't stand down. The deed is done. I'm not about to go ahead and apologize for it.
No, but given the current situation of events, I can understand why there's so much wrongdoing going on. I'll get myself up and remembering the scent of moss. Would I have a familiar take as to where it came from? I wanted to ask you that.
It's from the room opposite
like,
the room that you guys are currently in.
Would I know if the smell had come from, like, is it something that, like, I would be able to, like, track, like, oh, like, this is something from the outside, or this is something not specifically inside, like...
It's something that specifically grows inside and under these conditions.
He knows specifically that it's Pittsburgh moss.
Given that, I will take a turnaround and... I don't know. I'll walk up to the dead Croatoan. What does he have on him?
Well, most of his wraps have been destroyed under the literal blows of your allies here. It looks like he has most of a carefully gartered bandolier that seems to have been split from a frontal blow. There are 5 daggers. They look something a bit more akin to like kunai that are carefully placed inside of this almost like hanging bandolier. And each of them kind of have this like wild, like whipping, dark, shadowy worm thing that seems to be swimming, reaching out for anything that has a bright energy, something that seems alive. It's likely why he would have kept this.
Fair warning, those things hurt.
So would me trying to grab it have them lash at me? Like if I'm trying to like put my hand near it, do they try to like reach and attack me?
Yeah, they do. They actually do seem to kind of lash outward at your palm.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
If possible, I wanted to see if I can try at least removing the bandolier. Or just hold... Oh, it's the same thing. If I'm trying to even go for the bandolier, they would still try to lash out, right?
I mean, you realize that there is a second flap to this, so yes, you could potentially bring the flap back down and it may not be able to strike at you.
I'll do that then. I'll slide him back over.
The bandolier has been broke at the shoulder, so as of right now, it's just like a loose sash, a wrapping even. What would you like to do with it?
If possible, could I wrap it around my arm? Like tie it around my arm?
potentially, yes, you could. But this is long enough that it would wrap multiple times around your arm.
You could wear it as a belt.
Yeah, I'll try equipping it to my belt, or like trying to put it through my belt loop so at least it holds in place and then tying it together.
Give me 2 seconds, fellas.